Record-breaking Stokes hits 88 ball 161 on comeback. Few teams across both divisions of the LV County Championship had quite such a productive day as Durham at New Road. They'd lost just 3 wickets and a century from Dickson, matched by 50s from Peterson, Borthwick and Beddingham, the latter 2 unbeaten, put them in a strong position at 339 for 3 at the start of day 2. Borthwick would be the first to depart on the second day, the captain trapped in front for 89, a second ever wicket for Gibbon, who was now bowling at the England captain. Ben Stokes next in for Durham, and quick into his work, opening his account after 3 balls without even needing to run. Stokes certainly wasn't shy. He took the Pears attack to pieces and found routes to and over the New Road boundary. A second 6 in 34 balls put 400 on the board for Durham. Another Stokes sixer took the pair to a 50 partnership off 65 balls. The bolt scored by the number 6. Beddingham wasn't about to let his exalted colleague steal all the headlines, up to 100, as he showed Finch the maker's name and found the ropes past the evasive manoeuvres of bowler, umpire and non-striker alike. After an hour at the crease, having faced just 47 balls, the spotlight was back on Stokes. He had his half-century, albeit with a little bit of fortune. He kept going hard at the Worcestershire bowlers, 450 on the board as Leach disappeared to the fences, and then over them to bring up the 100-run partnership from 105 balls. Josh Baker won't hold fond memories of the 117th over of the innings. Stokes launched him for 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row to score a quite magnificent century off just 64 balls. A startling assault, even by his own lofty standards, and he wasn't done. Frustrated as he looked for 6 off the last ball, but watched as it skipped off the turf. Durham now 2 away from 500. And Stokes refused to slow down. Leach again carted all around the ground. Gibbon too, a chastening experience. By the time they'd reached lunch, Stokes was 3 runs away from a 150. Durham 1 shy of 550. The partnership was worth 189 off 149 balls, and Stokes was just 1 more 6 away from the county cricket record. It had been quite some morning to behold. He swiftly made his way to 150 with a record equalling 16th 6 of his innings. Just 19 more balls required to get there after reaching 3 figures. Beddingham 2 swiped to 6, this one off D'Oliveira to bring up the 200-run stand for the 5th wicket. And then the record-breaking moment for Stokes in the very same over, a 17th 6 took him clear at the top of the charts. No batter had scored more in an innings in the LV County Championship, and he'd become the first person in the country to score 100 runs in 6s alone. D'Oliveira brought his rampant innings to an end. Stokes was looking for an 18th maximum when he was caught by Haynes. And 3 balls later, Beddingham followed, caught by D'Oliveira as he tried to lift Baker over the offside boundary. Borthwick waved them back in at the end of the over. Durham declared on 580 for 6. Only Alex Lees had failed to pick up a landmark total, but the innings had been all about Ben Stokes. Coming in with Beddingham on 81, he'd finished 26 runs ahead of his colleague, having faced 87 fewer deliveries. A record-breaking knock that won't be forgotten fast. And as if to rub salt in the wounds, Durham had their hosts 2 down after just 2 overs. Potts dealing with Libby first, caught by Eckersley for a golden duck. And then 4 balls later, Ali followed. Another man unable to get off the mark, caught by Lees. Potts had a third, Haynes trapped in front with just 16 on the board. And before they'd made it to 50, Potts had 4. Pollock outcaught by Eckersley for 32. The man with the Midas touch was denied a wicket. The ball hit the stumps. The bails refused to move. It was the life they needed, some stability found by the 5th wicket pair, 50 runs on the board, and more to come. The 50 partnership came when Barnard emphatically pulled Rushworth for 4, and before the end of the session, they were up to 100, 3 figures of relief as Barnard found the single. They would wander off soon after, the score 110 for 4, still 470 behind, but at least Worcestershire had found the resistance they needed. It continued after tea. Barnard and D'Oliveira denied the Durham attack their partnership worth 100 runs when Rushworth brushed the pads of the Worcestershire captain. After holding on for so long, D'Oliveira finally succumbed to Rushworth, courtesy of a fine leaping catch from Eckersley in the slips. Barnard had his 50 soon after, with a boundary off Potts, and then another to the very next ball took the Pears to 150, but he too would fall, Potts with a 5-fer, Barnard looking to the heavens as he left the Durham seamer to clatter into his off stump. Leach and Cox clung on until the umpires escorted them off for bad light, with around 10 minutes left in the day. In the midst of some record-breaking Ben Stokes magic, a cricket match is taking place, and the Pears had played their part, as had Potts. But all the headlines will be about the England captain, and rightly so. He'd made absolute mincemeat of everything sent down his way. The only thing missing was a wicket, but with 4 still to take, on this form, you wouldn't put it past him to take all of them on the morning of day 3.